All right. I am with Siphelele. We are on the podcast now. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pandega.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is one of the guys who, when we were in CPUT, we met in CPUT and we used to play soccer together. And the guy was in PC. And the guy used to love soccer so much. So tell me, do you still love soccer?
Yeah, firstly, you have to say you used to watch me play soccer.
Oh.
Not the other way around.
The reason why I'm saying that, right, is during the practices you guys used to have
those
with the
5 to 6.
Yes, 5 to 6 years. So I used to join you guys then. So even though you don't really play soccer that much, but at least that was good for
practice.
Yeah, for practicing. Yeah, but yeah, I think what position do you used to play?
Left back, centre back, and centre mid, and the goalkeeper.
And the goal. Yes, I think I remember you for being a goalkeeper as well. You're very
Everywhere, my friend. Everywhere you'll find me.
Yeah. I mean, those were good days. I don't know if those practices are they still there?
At CPUT, yeah, they were there, but now because I'm no longer there, where I stay, we used to have them until COVID happened, and then Ramaphosa decided to close down all these, what do you call them?
Sports facilities.
These small leagues. So SAFA said they're cancelling everything, so they stopped the practices. But some of them, they have returned, but yeah, the struggles of us in our townships.
Yeah.
So some grounds are damaged now. There's totally nothing. So we're trying to rebuild from that. And some guys decided to go with the sanitizers, so they don't want to play sport. So.
Oh, okay.
So they rather sanitize.
Yeah. So besides those common things that we used to do together, we also did electrical engineering together.
Yeah.
And then Siphelele is one guy who was super confident. I don't know. It was just if we see if there's any way there's something happening, that Siphelele is gonna be there. and for some odd reason, it's like there's no one our time, because I mean, like the what do you call this? I don't want to say the age group, but the year, because I think I was there a year before you, right?
Before us,
yeah, but the time when Siphelele came in, yeah, you just knew, okay, there was this guy called Siphelele, and if there's something happening, and you always be having like arguments about soccer.
Everything.
This one is not doing well. This one is doing well, and CPUT was just an interesting place to be at the time. What would you describe your time at CPUT?
Man, my time at CPUT, most importantly, man, I met brothers there. You saw from the department, electrical engineering, got brothers, more than friends. You knew that there's people you can count on, because some of us are foreign to this province, Western Cape.
Sure.
Now we come here. You need that backbone, man. You need someone to support you, whatever that you go through there,
Exactly,
and then keep going, and then that was very interesting for me, because you see, coming and then meeting someone that's in their own struggles, but we managed to tap ourselves in the shoulder and like keep going, bro. Most what used to happen, you get some guys in the department January, they excluded, but we'll keep them pushing, keep writing those appeal letters. Up until and the guy will come back and register, and now
they're working.
Move on again. So
exactly, yeah.
My time in CPT, I will shortly describe it as an experience that I needed for engaging with a lot of people, especially coming from lot of backgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that was lovely about me is I come from Johannesburg, so language was never a barrier.
Oh yeah.
Chivenda ndikuhamba.
Ndikuhamba.
Sisuthu kuyabulela.
Yeah.
Xhosa, my parents are Xhosa.
Yeah.
Hey, it's only Afrikaans, my friend. Even
Yeah,
to
it
this
was-
day.
you couldn't cross
Yambala.
I mean, to be honest with you, I also have like fond moments in varsity, and I think the same thing to say that when you get there, you get to meet different people, and you embrace each other's differences. And then you just know, okay, there's this other guy. Probably this guy just likes studying too much. You're like, okay, these are the geniuses, and then these are the people who like soccer.
But those ones that liked studying, they used to like failing also. And so that was the irony of it.
Sure.
Those ones that like studying, they used to like failing. So, but no, man. Nevertheless, it's it teaches you a lot of things. Like in life, you cannot be lonely all the time. In life, you need someone to, because there were guys when we were there, someone would be good in theory, the other one would be good in
Calculations.
calculations, the other one in practice.
Practicals.
Practicals. And so now you need, when you're good in theory, you're going to need the guy for calculations.
Yeah.
And, there was the guys that I ended up going with mostly, Mputu, Uspa was good with calculations.
Yes, there's still Spa. How's Spa, man?
It's been a while since I spoke to that guy.
Is he still in Cape Town?
I don't know, man. Last time he was here doing a BTech in project management. After he finished with the BTech in...
Because I think I remember he was working in Century City or something.
At some point,
that's the
then
last
he
time.
moved to town. Yeah, so the one who Putu Padko used to be good in theory. That guy used to cram for us. And come explain to us.
Sure.
So Upadko and Ulindo was just that guy, that cheese boy. that's gonna bias against me during lunchtime.
I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So that guy Umputum is in Durban. I last spoke to him now, not so long ago. We're still in communication. Uspa, I don't know where he went to. I think we outgrown each other. So
yeah, I mean that's another thing. The outgrowing. Is it something which you I don't want to sound a bit soft, but but I mean, like there isn't much of emotion attached to it. It's like, okay, we just outgrow each other. So I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and then you're just cheering them from wherever they are, right?
Yeah, but yeah, you see, this thing of outgrowing, there's a certain perspective we don't understand, and because now it doesn't mean that if you outgrow someone and then starting being their hater. If I'm not because now, look, then we used to have common things that we shared. Like one, we had modules that we were sharing. We speak about ladies, this and that, and soccer. See, now I'm a married man. I can't go with guys. I just like, hey, bro, did you see that? Did you see those boobs? No, those are not my kinds of conversations anymore. You see, so then we tend to outgrow, but in a sense of a space where you meet each other. Then we grow fond of that. Like, hey, we have memories together. This is what we've done. And then, but conversations, they change at some point. Because now I'm not in that thing. Like, I'm discussing sport cars. No sport cars. As long as I'm driving.
I like that. And I like the fact that you brought even marriage. Siphelele is married to one wife. One beautiful wife. That I
Don't
know.
say one, bro.
That's how I want to put a disclaimer. One wife that I know. So, because the thing is, sometimes looking at someone's character from outside, because you don't really. I know we worked together, but it's like we were still young boys. So you were like, no. So I'm sure even when you saw that I got married, you were like, oh, okay, what's happening? You understand what I mean? So
can I share my
your
when I
views?
saw your status? I'm
Yes.
like, man, this is Pandega's brother. Pandega is a church boy. Yes. He's never again. Hey, I'm like, man, this is Shepherd.
Yeah.
And I wanted to call you. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, but this guy just got move and is in his honeymoon.
Yeah,
Let
allow
me
him.
just leave him.
Let him soak it.
I'll stalk his status for 3 months and see. Really, this guy is very.
It's so interesting that we have different paths that we're taking, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we're still young men and we're growing, and this is not a popular decision to make. That brings back to the question that I want to ask. What brings not only let me just bring it to you. What brings you to say that, okay, now I want to sit down and settle down, because not many people are. Marriage is not a popular decision to make in our times. Yeah.
It's a matter of the way I grew up, my friend. I grew up in a sense that for a good leader needs a great assistant. So you can't go the road to your own. And I used to tell my friends something that if I don't meet my wife here in Varity, I'm never getting married. As soon as I buy my first car with no wife, I'm never getting married. I'm dating until the rest of my life. Because I don't want someone to, because surely you will have a girlfriend then. So some lady is building you for someone to just come and eat the fruits. So the one who planted the seed, what about them? So it's one of those things. It's important to make sure that you make your bed and you sleep in it. So you choose a person that you can see values, principles, we share a lot in common, we understand. And looking from outside beauty and everything, looking at 10 years from now, she might not be as beautiful as she is. Are you going to be able to wake up next to her and not scream at night or get nightmares? So you need those things to ensure that you cover there in that sense. So is this person, but that topic is so sensitive because it's different for everyone.
Yes.
Some guys, they marry for stability. Some guys, they marry because their families need them to get married or they're going to lose out on benefits. So it's different for everyone. And now, one thing I don't like is this societal conditions that you need to get married because, no, I don't want that. Don't let the society make you make that decision.
Okay.
Or not make that decision. Make that decision because you feel, you know what, I feel like this is the person or this is not the person or I don't want any person. Just want to be a playboy until I'm 55. So I'm going to be Mkulube there at the Rens looking at ladies every week.
Sure.
So,
and I mean, that's it's a very interesting situation, the one you just explained now, to say that you're just going to be dating. It sounds as if it's a taboo in a sense, because then looking at the society that we're in, people, they want, some people, they like literally, I don't want to corner people to say, okay, this is the one world view of how people are seeing Jolo. People just want to just date. Like you were saying, they just want to date up until their late whatever 40s. And I mean, when you said late 50s, for me, I was like, I cringed, to be honest, because there's beauty in marriage.
yeah.
Especially one of the pointers that you just said that you want to quote unquote build together. It's nice to grow with this partner that you have and just grow to know each other. And I mean, the reason why I want to talk about this is because for fairly young people who have decided to settle down, people might see marriage most of the time as something which is like a red flag. Don't go there, but it's something that we can say, okay, yeah, you can go and try the waters that side, and then
one thing when Apandega learned about life, you see there's small things in life that impacts very hugely. Like a typical example, things that we see on the social media. You see, the other day I was listening to one of the comedians says marriage is like a public toilet.
Scuba.
Those no, not scuba. He says those who are inside want to go outside, and those who are outside they press to go inside and relieve themselves.
Yeah.
So you see, certain things that we're doing on the society, and certain jokes. Now you couldn't get such a joke 30 years ago, because now people will respect marriage. But now those jokes, psychologically, it goes to someone and be like, hey, but it's true, because I see this guy, ever since he got married, he lost weight. Or this guy, ever since he got married, is no longer a loose cannon. He stays at home, drives from home to work home. So I don't want that lifestyle. But it all lies in understanding. You get someone that you understand and they understand you. That, okay, it's even nice, bruh, if you get someone that it's not like we old now. We can't be outside like DJ speakers every weekend. I'm somewhere partying. No, I need to be building a future and legacy that whoever that's gonna lead after me in this clan of mine, and it's gonna have somewhere to take from, not from zero as I started from zero. But now looking at the other factor that affects us, especially as black people. Now I come from school. Let's say I'm the firstborn. I come from school. I can't prepare. Marriage is expensive, and preparing and lobola, all that process.
Yeah.
So I need to teach 3 of my other siblings that are coming from behind me. So within that space of teaching 3 kids, it's like 18 years. So I graduated school 20. So I'm 38 years, I'm not married. So that's why I'm saying sometimes it's the factors that we look at. Why is this guy? But we don't question such things. It's the same as questioning someone like, when are you getting a child? Bruh, I was passing the shop right now. Packet of Pampers is almost 450. And you're not going to sponsor me, bruh.
Exactly. And you know, that's the type of questions that you actually get a lot now that you're married,
Yeah, you see, I was speaking to, I was speaking to, I don't know if you still remember Omash.
Yes, I
After Omash got married, now he says, we're having a conversation about
Mashle got married.
Yeah.
The one who used to work at the short one with the bolt. Okay, yeah, sure.
He said, the society will never get enough of giving you questions. You're going to be 13 and they say, when are you getting married? You get married. They say, when are you getting a child? You get a child. When are you buying a car? You buy a car. When are you buying a house? You buy a house. When are you doing the second child? You do a second child. When are you buying a second car? When are you moving out of this house, getting a bigger house? So the society is always going to look for something.
Oh, yeah,
so
I see,
if now you take that pressure and make it like, now I have to do this, you end up committing mistakes that you're going to regret for the rest of your life. Because now, let's say now someone is asking me every day, when are you getting a child? And I decide, okay, let me prove this guy that I'm fertile. Then 2 years down the line, I'm like, this thing is eating non-stop.
Everything is going,
Who's going to be in charge of that? I have to stay with the responsibility.
Sure.
But now let me do that when I'm ready, when I'm like, okay, I've lived.
This is what you want.
Yeah. You see now, I still want to go to Italy with the cruise ship, bruh. I can't make a child. The thing is like 25,000 and I need to buy nappies. so we have to prioritize nappies. And you can't bring a child there and now you start having problems because now you need to be sure that you secure future school-wise, varsity. Can't queue for NSFAS and my wife queues for NSFAS, my child still queue for NSFAS. We need to make things better. So for now, let me build my empire whilst on my pace and then take it from there.
Yeah, I see. One of the things that it's really affecting our, not only those who are married, even those who are dating, money becomes a very big thing because we all, like you're saying, that we want to set ourselves up in a way that at least when the next generation come, they don't do the same mistake that we did. And I mean, just generally, if a child is not coming, uh, most of the time, most of the ladies is just busy out there, and if a child is not coming out of I'm pregnant, uh, most people who are married they prefer wanting to plan, unless if maybe they didn't go through the family planning before doing that. But if they don't do that, chances are people would want to just relax and just think through things through and just be a bit stable before they bring someone into their lives.
Yeah, it's like that, man. Cause you see, I would say if I can't say all of us, but most of the people got affected with COVID. Now you had to go deep. Like I, for one, I was not working for like almost 4 months during COVID, so I had to dig deep.
Oh, and I think remember you guys were really closed down. Eh?
Yeah, and we had a really lockdown. Like so now I had to dig deeper into my savings and everything that I had, anything that I could utilize just to live.
Sure.
Now I'm trying to rebuild from that, trying to rebuild to make
recover,
savings
yeah,
again,
true.
to recover and everything. But now, am I in a perfect state now to bring someone that's gonna add into this? And now, for God's sake, fuel is almost 27 rand a liter. So, do I really need to bring someone now? Am I prepared financially? The answer is still no. So, I'm not even that old that I will say, maybe I might not be fertile. No, I'm still fertile. I'm
You're
relaxed.
still good.
I'm taking my time.
And talking about that, maybe just bringing in the conversation of work,
Yeah.
because at that time, do you think they sold us wrong dreams when they say go do engineering? Because when you look at the prospects when you start, you thought like you'll be like at a certain stage, but when you look at yourself, like, okay, which scam did I believe? So do you think like did they sell us wrong dreams?
I think I bought wrong dreams. They didn't sell. I'm joking. No, man. Hey, how can I put this? Yeah, they said South Africa needs engineers and whatnots. But now, typical, we went to CPUT,
Sure.
my first day in class, S1. I see like there's 120 kids in a class.
Sure.
And that's full time. There's still part-time students, there's still what's that extended program? And it's only CPUT, bruh.
Sure.
So let's say like roughly almost 400 students, and we don't have 400 companies, and technicians only need like 3 in a company or 4 maximum. Those small companies, and then companies as big as ESCOM maybe can get 20 or 30, but basically we need maybe 1 or 2 per shift technicians, maybe 1 on standby or wherever. So looking at the balance of probability, it's only maybe 20 or 30 will get good jobs, and then the rest of the guys needs to go from company to company. Actually, there's guys that we used to study with, they're still taking internships even today. No, some people don't have stable jobs. Move from one company to the other because now it's 18 months. So the dreams were there, whether we sold or bought.
You know,
Some people didn't get to them.
Talking about that, right? It's something which I've just noticed, and it's something which I just want to like set up the younger generation, or the generation. It's not really generation coming, but the young people who are coming behind us, those who are in first year now. They might have an idea of, okay, this is how my life is gonna turn out, but that's not how it works. I don't know if talking about our first job, maybe you can just tell us what you do, and then we just take it. We just get into it because I I want to get the first part was just like a icebreaker, just getting. But now I just want to get us into the work side. So just tell us what you do, and then we just get into.
Just go to work and let the people that are guests there
Yeah.
sweat me for 8 hours. Then I go home. I'm joking. No, man. No, gaming technician was at Grand West, the only casino in the Western Cape. So basically, we're fixing everything that's there, from tables, machines,
Tables, you mean roulette
table
table.
equipment, roulette, shufflers, and chippers. So and the machines also, everything that has to do with electronic side, and it's given to us, and everything programming and whatnot. But minor programming is, don't ask me if what's the time to get the jackpot.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna give you a statement.
I mean that's a $1 million question. I'm sure even everyone, because when I put I think I sent you the promo.
That's it. Here's a guy in my twin roulette.
This is the guy. If you want to win some millions, you go to him.
But you see, tricks to win roulette, I wouldn't just sell them for free in the podcast. I have to make tutorials,
Sure.
private tutorials,
And you pay.
pay.
You know what you could do, ne? You can give a teaser. I'm sure someone would like, okay, there's only one thing that I want to get out of this program, out of this podcast. I want to win the roulette. Because I think the reason why I was talking about the roulette, right, is for those who don't know, I also, when I did my internship, is it internship? For my P1 and P2. It's in-service training, yes. I did it at Grand West as well. So that was my P1 and P2. And then we used to get a lot of money. So they give you money so that you can test if the machine is actually working. I don't know if are they still doing that?
Yeah, for BVs and then card readers, they no longer do that.
Oh, they're no longer putting money in the card readers.
Yeah.
Okay, is it why?
Hey, there was a big heist.
So the money has to receive.
So after the big heist that happened, they decided to stop. So no, you don't actually need to test the card readers with money.
Oh, okay.
So you can just put in your card and eject and see.
So it's just a matter of just putting the card and then just pressing eject.
Yeah.
So how do you load? What do you load?
We don't load anything.
How about the BVs?
The BVs, you still load money.
But it goes into the card. When you test, you no longer use the card now.
You use the card, MVG card.
Yes.
Card readers.
Yes.
Put in the card, eject, put in, eject, put in, eject.
And then the BV. So, because I'm just trying to, because I think I still remember a bit. So now I'm just going to be telling you how we used to service the machines.
But don't say the way you used to do it, because you did it in 30 minutes.
So apparently, Siphelele is saying that I was the flesh. I was so good at my job. I used to finish a 3-hour job in 30 minutes.
You see, you still have your benchmark there. No one has broken the record.
Yeah.
7 years later,
Yeah.
no one has broken your record.
Yeah.
The benchmark is still there. 15 minutes, 15 seconds. PV servicing. People have tried, but because they're in the workshop, notice board.
Yeah.
Pandega.
Yeah.
Part your company ID there. Then your benchmark is still there. People have tried, but
They haven't done it. I mean, I think it's part of the genius that I. You have to be some form of a genius to do that kind of work that fast. So you see, when you put in the card reader, so how it used to happen is, I think that was a nice thing when I think when we got there together, because I think you came was 6 months before, right? Just 6 months before we were about to leave.
Yeah.
So we lived with each other for quite some time, yeah. So with Siphelele, when they came through, we used to get money, right? We used to get like stacks of money, and
7.6 because we signed 20 of each.
20 of each. So imagine, guys, we used to handle. You work with money every day, and as technicians, right? As technicians, you sit down and you get 20 notes of each and every bank note, right? And then you just get that, and then you walk around. You used to walk around with a purse. I don't remember where we used to, but we used to walk around with a purse, right?
I never had one of those moon bags.
Moon bags, yes.
I never had one of those. I always put it in my pocket.
In your pocket, yes. So we used to put those money. So you have to test the machine if it can still take the money, and then there's also BV programming, but we're gonna get into the BV programming and stuff. So we used to get that. And I literally used to love that part in the morning
of carrying money,
in the morning, and I would love. I used to do all my work. You just like you were saying that I was the fastest guy. I would just go fix all the machines because there's machines and there's tables. I used to love the roulette because I feel like I was teaching myself how to win. I was teaching myself how to win.
And you have another benchmark that is still not broken. You remember when we used to do card reader? You remember you won, was it 23,000 in Privé?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I remember I used to play a lot.
You won 23,000 and the second highest was Zoka, I think won like 16,000. Because card readers used to sign like, no matter how much you want, you can say put 10,000 on the card. Then you go to Privé, then you start playing max bet. So your benchmark, that one is still there also.
So I have a lot of benchmarks. Seems like I left a lot of records that said.
But no, that one it's only known by us. You see.
Oh yeah, it's only known by the guys who were there. Yeah. And I mean, like now, I'm sure you're now a senior now. I don't think there's anyone who's
there. Most of the old guys that were before us left still there. That's old. Mombasa, I can't say they're old. They're within our range.
Mombasa is still there. Oh, okay, okay.
Still there. So, the old guy that's still there. Yeah, Ubonga was a GTA most of that time. Yeah. So yeah. The old guy that's still there, it's Solomon that I can think of in the top of my mind now. And Paul is still there also.
Polosh.
He's married also.
Yeah, he's also married. It's like that girl, man.
This is how it's funny that the previous generation, they never got married. But came our generation, everyone is getting married.
Exactly.
So...
And there's a very, I don't want to label it toxic, but there's a very interesting culture in the Grand West where it's like people just like each other. Because I remember when I used to go there, we used to be terrorized. Like when you get there, they're like, okay, yo. So the guy who used to tell me news was Bonga, and you know how he speaks. Yo. I'm done with your phone. He likes it. Yeah, it was a very interesting environment, and
calling ladies basils.
When we were there, right? I was the quote unquote pastor of the. I was the pastor of the whole thing. And I was in a very difficult situation because I'm still a young man, but I've already professed that you
can confess.
I profess that I'm a pastor, so I can't now start liking girls because I've put up this front. You understand what I mean? So it was a bit difficult, even though you saw like beautiful women. I had to tell myself, no.
God will provide.
You understand what I mean? So it was literally quite an interesting situation. But I don't know if the culture is still there where they still love between
Do you know that guy from Black Motion?
Mendabongs.
No, Tabo.
Tabo, yes.
Do you remember that statement after Zoto Aband?
Oh, yes, yes.
Kishile, Kishile. That's Grandos culture.
And it's so interesting. And like, is it still prevalent even now?
Yeah, it's like that.
And then obviously the GTAs are making on the you guys.
Actually, they cancelling that GTA. They cancelled it. That
GTA.
GTA post. So now they introduced the system it was trial first in Times Square when Bochizo went to Times Square. GTFA one. So you do more like a GSA work and then GTA work. So servicing and whatnot is GTFAs. So it's GTFA's technicians.
Yeah, just because I think I kind of like there's GTA and there's GSA.
There were GSAs most. Those ladies that wear stripes on the floor.
The zebras.
Yeah, the zebras. So we're GSAs. Now in the workshop we're GTAs. So now they combined the GTAs and the GSAs, made one position, GTFA.
Oh, GTFA. Okay.
Gaming Technical Floor Assistant.
Okay.
So instead of GSAs and GTA, yeah.
And then how did that go?
Yeah, it's okay because
are you still using different workshops?
Yeah,
or they're all using
the other half is gonna stay on the gaming floor, and the other half is gonna be doing servicing and whatnot. So the half that's from the GSA side, Bryce has already trained them. So it's only our side that the guys need to know how to do the bill inquiry reports, this and that. Yeah.
I think maybe because we might have just went all over the show, right? So maybe just to just have a bit of structure for the sake of someone who's listening. You studied electrical engineer as well, right? And then I feel like this feels like more of a catch up.
Don't worry, man. Go through that memory lane.
You see, so if you were to explain what you do on a daily basis, maybe you can just explain what you do on a daily basis, like so that maybe someone who wants to get a post or get a P1 and they can just understand, okay, what do they do as a GTAFA?
So basically, you see, as you mentioned, card readers and BVs and buttons, illumination, those kinds of things. A GTFA will be doing those. But now, as there are two types, those ones on the gaming floor, but now they pick up problems as they're doing that. So now, as they pick up problems, their job description is not to fix, but to give the problems to the technician, and then you get whatever problems that they are there, and we have that handover board. Sometimes the machine is off for 3 months. Oh. Everyone goes there, breaks a seal, fails. Goes
I like that culture. Mahle is still there, right?
It's gone.
Oh, he left. Mahle. It was Mahle. I know Mahle was the one who didn't want to give up on the machine.
Solomon.
Solomon. Yeah, Solomon.
Actually, that guy just fixed the machine. It's been off since. I think that machine has been off since last year, November or December.
Sure.
He fixed it 2 weeks back.
Tidiso.
Him and Bryce.
Tidiso.
That guy is still there.
Is he still there?
Yeah.
That is a god.
That's
of
a
machines.
legend. He's no longer doing machine moves now.
He's no longer doing machine moves.
Is it?
Doing
machine moves now.
What is he now? Is he?
He broke his knee. That guy. So he's been limping. So he's slower now. So he can't do machine moves.
Shame. Like, see, this is a legend, man.
Yeah.
In terms of machines, he taught us how to put in the programs, how to put in the winning percent. So guys, the house always win. I just wanted to put it out there that the house always win. It's a percentage base. I remember when we were doing machine moves. He was like the king of machine moves. And then who's handling machine moves now?
Nah, there's some guy that came later after us. Who's this guy? Garrett. And then he's the one that's dealing with machine movements.
He's like a senior as well.
No, it's not our senior. It's our junior, but
You just took that part.
yeah.
Okay.
But mostly, those machines that Tilly was so good at, most of them they out of the gaming floor. These aristocrats mostly now.
Aristocrats, yeah.
And those new
It's only aristocrats.
It's 80% because our Sun International CEO from Australia, yes, when they opened Times Square,
Is it no longer
he signed a
the...
deal with aristocrat that's from Australia.
The last time I checked, it was that Indian guy, man. Who was he went...
No, not Mervyn Naidu. Mervyn Naidu, it's a GM for Grand West for that unit.
Oh,
And
okay.
they are Golden Vein. But the CEO now,
Oh, the
he signed a
CEO,
deal
the big
for
guy.
5 years.
Sure.
with aristocrat.
Okay.
So we're not entitled to buy anything else other than aristocrat. So I think the deal is out now. And they're going to put in a new system. Around about, they especially was supposed to start with installation. Because the time we came, they took up that grip system, put in EGS. So now they're going to put in a new system, but it's barely something. Because they're saying EGS is boring now. Or whatnot.
Yeah, because they want probably more
Yeah.
technology, and the touch must be much better.
Remember those LVDs, it just becomes
True.
green. So all of a sudden now LVDs is green.
And there used to be Miles, who was the spares guys. I don't know who's the...
It's Rudy Johnson now. Remember Rudy Johnson?
Johnson, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he's
So he's now taking Miles.
standard
Miles.
guy, yeah.
So sometimes you'll have a problem which just came out of nowhere, and like an LS is LCD or
Yeah, LVDs.
LVDS. So when you ask for that LVDS, like, hey, what did you break? Because there are very low chances that you could break something like that.
But that time, I think it's the culture was so alright that they giving us fair chance to break so that all the seniors would fix, and then that's how it rolls.
Is it a bit tight now?
I would say
Is Francois still there?
yeah, knowledge is still
Yo,
there.
the guy's still there.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
When
I'm
is
not
it
sure if
tiring?
It's gonna.
Because I mean, like when we got there,
60 years old now, so I'm
Oh,
not
so
sure
still
if he's
young.
gonna stay for the next 5 years or what.
I think it will stay because probably needs the money. Because when we got there, he was like, there was rumors say he's gonna be finishing.
Well, he's reached his 60th birthday. So I'm not sure if he's staying or he's leaving or whatnot. But also, there's been a lot of rumors, man, that who's gonna take care of the workshop now, because they need a TM. So who's gonna be if Francois goes?
Michael.
I don't know, but the unit as big as Grand West.
But and I don't think his job is as complex.
Who the TM?
Yes, Francis' job.
I wouldn't know much, but all I know is that they send reports and do meetings, and then send reports to Rian, because he reports to Rian, and then some of them he sends them to Mervyn Naidu, the GM. So
Is he still a strong man?
you know that guy. He was in the army. so you know that guy.
Yeah,
He was in the
yeah.
army, so doesn't back down. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, it's very interesting because I think it was one guy who was like, he's the boss. Like he was the boss. Like that the people who are like the bosses. They're like, okay, and this is my boss. But yeah, with him, even the aura, he carries a very strong aura and energy. Like of saying that, yeah, he's the boss.
and he's quick, eh?
Is he still walking fast?
He's quick, but I think he's this was said some few months ago.
Sure.
The culture of Grand West, you come in there walking fast. As time goes, the pace goes slower and slower. But he's consistent. It's quick.
True.
last week I met him around era 9. I met him there, and then I was moving around era 9, and as I was like, this guy probably is gone. As I was going to era 7, the guy was coming back to era 9. So he went back to the workshop and came back. I was like, yo, this guy, it's a helicopter. So he's just quick like that.
Sure. And I don't think I had a relationship with him because he was the boss. Like, obviously we had relationships more with our
technical shift managers.
The shift managers. And then, one of the guys who I've always wanted to work with, which I never worked with, was a Peg. Was it Peg?
Pigoloms.
Yeah,
Mr. Gukhan.
Yes, but I heard he also left as well.
Yeah.
I wonder, because I wonder why people like leave.
Did you want to work with him because he's a Man U fan and you're a Man U fan?
You are also a Man U fan. So when I was with him, he was like I think he was the only black guy who was a TM at the time.
TSM and him and Bonolo.
Oh yeah, Bonolo, yes, but yeah. You wanted to work with
Yakala.
But you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to work with El Picoloms, right? And from there onwards, the choices are not as great. And I got the worst, not the worst in terms of the worst, but I got the
West End,
the worst, the worst position, the worst TM that I could work with, and which was Alan. I was with Alan, I think.
Smart.
Alan Smarts, yes. The guy he was also a military as well for some odd reason, and
but he was a security there.
Really?
He never fought. I'm joking.
But you see, I used to work with him, and at the time I didn't really know. Like I was saying, I think before we started with the podcast, I was like, I didn't really understand much about what is needed in work. So for me, like, work was like, okay, and I think even the environment was like, it sounded more chilled. So I thought my ability to hold a conversation was
working.
Was working. So
you used to spend before working. You used to spend 30 minutes debating with Bryce about the Bible. And then an hour before you go home. So was that the ability?
Like what you're saying, right? Because you see, with me, it was I was a young Christian who didn't understand the duty of work, and also I was on a mission of pushing the gospel, in a sense, right? And I think that year, when I was there, like literally, I would literally, if anywhere, I would just throw Jesus on you. I would not give anyone a chance to do anything. But yeah.
But no, sorry to cut you, man. You didn't tell your viewers that you are the one that built the Sun Lounge there in Grand West. You, Snazo, in Timber.
Oh yes. We did a lot of work, which like a lot of good work. I'm just saying that for me, in terms of maximizing my potential, I could have done way better if I didn't have mixed priorities at the time. But you understand what I mean? But in terms of work, I would just do. I knew how to do the work. You understand what I mean? Yeah. And then to understand for people, someone who does not understand maybe the casino world. So the casino world it's more like a big the dome. If those who still remember the dome, right? It's like a big arena, right, or a stadium with different machines in different places, right? And there's you have to put them in different. There's a layout rather for how the machines should be.
But I've learned to understand that the layout actually doesn't come from the casino. It goes through the gaming board to be approved.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So is it that intense?
Yeah, it's always been, but then as you see, like we were there sometime and we didn't focus on everything. But now as years
With
goes
experience,
through,
yeah,
and
sure.
then now I'm getting more experience and I'm exposed to a lot of things. So the exposure took me to certain places whereby there's maybe we need to move a machine now. The gaming board says you can't put that game next to that, so you need to get a gaming board approval. Like changing games, you don't just wake up and say, okay, we don't like that game now, we're gonna put a different game. It needs to go through the gaming board, they approve, and then comes back to you and then do whatever thing you have to do. Even now they're busy this week because during COVID, so a lot of the employees that were there on tables, that are there on tables,
Yeah.
those dealers, they were PPTs. So PPTs it's permanent part time. So this basically they're scheduled. The sad thing about their scenario is if you're 3 hours down the shift and the casino is empty, they tell you go home and they only pay you for 3 hours. But on our department, it's everyone, it's permanent full time. So you work 4 hours, you get your full pay. That's how it works with us.
You work 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what my contract states. If I work 4 hours, I get the full salary for the day.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice to be here. I must come back.
So now they decided to extend because now they slot machines, they are there. So they don't pay anyone if slot machine is put in there. So and we had to close down half of the casino. Now they went to gaming board, said no, we're gonna move a few tables out. We're gonna move it out of there, and then those spaces we're gonna fill it with slot machine.
Sure.
They did that, but now there's no COVID, and they need to open the tables.
Space. Okay.
So now they need to expand spaces on the tables so that it's comfortable for the punters on the tables.
Sure.
So now they're doing that machine move, of which they got the approval 2 weeks back from gaming board.
Sure.
So I think they started today, but I was not there today. So.
Okay. And I think it's very interesting in terms of now introducing like things like the gaming board and it seems like they're the ones who get the gambling side. It's like super regulated, right?
Yeah.
And then for obvious reasons, yes. It's done for obvious reasons. So the things like the surveillance and are they still the surveillance guys? Are they still like the undercover guys?
Yeah, most the surveillance guys, those guys that are always watching you like a hawk. Whatever you do.
They're everywhere.
yeah. They're okay. They're always watching you. They're still there because apparently it's so serious that even during lockdown, it was only surveillance that was working. Because apparently the complex, according to gaming board, you cannot leave the complex without any surveillance
Which
officers.
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so they were working, those guys, but they were working like almost three days a week or 2 days or 1 day because everyone had to take turns and there were no guests that we look at a lot of screens. So they were there, and POs were there also because they had to guard the complex. No one comes in, no one leaves, and make sure everything is safe there.
I'm sure it was quite an interesting moment for you guys. It's only 8 o'clock now. Okay. I'm sure it was an interesting time. So, what was the situation like when there was COVID for you guys? Did they release everyone and say you're gonna sit down? I know there's always like meetings before, like a big thing.
No,
what did they used to call them? Shows. Game show.
Oh, those road shows.
Road show.
But no, COVID, how it happened. There was COVID and then we're safe in South Africa. And then when it started getting the peak in Italy. So the first case came in
Yes.
Durban. So we're still safe, like we were in Western Cape, and then the first case in Johannesburg, and then there was the first case in Western Cape. Now Ramaphosa, I was working graveyard that week. This guy announces, how we're gonna close down the country for 14 days, for 21 days actually. Yeah. Then so everyone is like, we're like, okay,
Said we're
chill.
gonna open on the 14th. Yeah.
Because now they said to us, we're gonna get paid this month. No, chill now. We happy. Everyone goes, oh, okay, sharp, no problem. They locked us down 23rd. On the 24th. It was
No,
the
26,
23rd or
26, 24.
No, but us, we finished work.
Okay.
Because I worked my last graveyard. Actually, when they just to switch off machines and whatnot, we got the switch off machines. Then I didn't even spend 2 hours in that graveyard. Again, there's switch off machines and then left again. So it's only those that didn't have transport that had to stay behind. But I'm driving. I took my car and left. So they were organizing transport by that guy. Who's that guy? Nolan was organizing transport for those stuff.
Sure.
But there was no one, no dealers, no GSAs, only technicians. And closed down. Now this is the first month we got paid, and we got shares that month. It's April. So
I
we're
like it, yeah.
chill. And now this guy speaks again, like, hey guys, we're gonna lock you down again for 21 more days. Now we have to hear, because it speaks.
What's the way forward from the company? Yeah?
Now the company is reducing the salaries. Like, guys, our money comes from
The machine that you profit.
yeah. So now we can't be, if there's no food count in the complex, then not making any money, then we cannot be able to pay you.
Sure.
Now it started being stressful now, because now they're taking down the monthly salary to 40%. They're only giving you 40%.
Sure.
But fortunately, those chairs things, they're giving the other 40.
Say again.
Chairs.
Oh yes,
They're giving
yes,
you
yes,
40%.
yes, yes,
So,
yes.
okay, it's fine. You get the chairs. Now the company says, guys, we cannot pay you. We're giving you, it's either 40% or the chairs, whichever, that's the higher. Now, you see, at least we lived with 2 months with 80% of the salary. Now, we're sitting at home, you're not using any fuel, so you could live, take that 20% as
Exactly,
fuel
yeah.
consumption. Now, we have to live with 40% now. That's when now it gets tough.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you need to go and see where were you investing, take back your money and whatnot to survive. And still, there was more lockdown. Because
I think it's the casinos at the time, they were not opened like churches.
Yeah.
They were still closed.
Yeah, then we remain closed. Now you start getting bored of staying at home, doing nothing. Now it's been like 3 months at home. Then the 4th month now, the guy announced that he can open, but it was like a week left. So we had to go back, ask the technical department, install shields, that there's social distancing between people and whatnot.
Oh, so you guys were the ones who were installing all the stuff,
Yeah,
right?
so we
Okay.
install those things. But now they're as good as useless, but we install them.
You have to. It's a procedure.
We installed them.
Sure.
And then they were there for... And then the next week the casino opened. Then started operating. But now the sad thing is, you see, when we started operating thinking we'll be operating 100%. But then...
COVID was not good.
Yeah, there was COVID, but also you see the journalists here, they start going to the casino, taking pictures, sending them to Department of Health. There was even once an article that was written about Grandes, putting more people in, but it was just rumors. There were no facts in that thing.
Sure.
Health came to visit us several times. Now Ramaphosa speaks today, says you can bring maybe 75% or 2,000, those numbers. The next day, we have to move chairs from the undercover, my friend, to the gaming floor to fill those spaces because we got the permission. Now, a week later, the numbers go up. The guy speaks again. We have to move the chairs out. So
it was a hard labor.
Yeah, because you see, we couldn't leave the chairs there because now they're saying, according to health and whatnot, those guys cannot come in and see that every machine has chairs. So the machines that are playable have to have chairs. Machines that are not playable, no chairs. Up until when did we open? I think we opened on the 3rd of Jan fully. Then somewhere this year, but we started operating fully now, the end of March. Then everything is back to normal now.
And then talking about what's this the machines, working as a technician, because with us we work with technicians, we know all the machines. Do you get? Oh, but you guys can't play because you work at.
No, can't.
So you can't go play.
Can't play. My wife can't go play. My family member, they're not allowed to go play.
And then, would you say that there's a way that you can know, like at this point, there's a machine that you're like, okay, I know how to play this machine now.
I know, my friend. Even when I was growing up, I was never interested in gambling.
Sure.
So there's things like those tables equipment like baccarats. I don't even know how that thing works. Just go there and test the shaft, like if it's working. Ask the dealer, deal, or is it working? And then that's it. The only thing I know how to play is blackjack, because all I know that you have to have 21.
Okay.
So and the roulette, then
Roulette, yeah. I think roulette is I think I used to love roulette a lot.
You see, with those cartridge money, I used to play that thing a lot. Yeah.
The one in the smoking area there. I just chill there and just guess. It's because I think I once went back to go and play. I thought maybe I was because the thing is, the reason I was asking the question that, okay, do you know a machine that you know? Because I felt like, okay, you know what, I've worked with these machines for so long. So I went. I was like, okay, you know what? Because the thing is, the gambling it's a very dangerous industry, right? In terms of the moment you enter, you might not be able to fish yourself out.
Yeah.
So that's why I've never, literally, even though I work with the machines, I fixed everything. I know how to do all the 1, 2, 3s of the machines. I would never go there and say that, okay, I'm now going to gamble because I worked here. But I went this other time. I think I might have went back probably less than 5 times. I'm sure. But I've went there. But this other time I went there.
But there's people. Let's say when we return from COVID, now they obviously had to cut off stuff. Then they introduced the
GTF.
This VR. So it's voluntary retrenchment. So people had to volunteer. So now what happened was a lot of the people, some people, they volunteered, but now on the selection they would say, we can allow you to go. You can allow you to go. So when they were busy with that VR, some people left and they got their they gave them a certain, I think it was 15,000 or 20,000 if you volunteer. So you give your package and the 20,000 on top. So, but they came back to play. Some of them, they were staff members, and some of them are broke for sure now because they were there when we opened and when we closed, because we used to open and close.
No, I mean, it's so interesting. Why would someone, or maybe they didn't know, because we know that the casino always wins, the house always wins.
Yeah, so you see, that's the problem. That I think some of them they knew, but there's those myths that if you play later or just before clearance, the machine now is full, it's starting to give money. So you see, those kind of myths. So maybe they knew that we master those myths.
Sure.
Because most of them, they would go to certain machines. They wouldn't go randomly. They would go to certain machine. Remember those black aristocrats, Mark 6?
The old ones, yes.
They would love to play those ones.
Them.
But those ones, they used to give money. Hey,
is it?
That geisha. I'm not a gambler, but I knew.
If you sit there, you might come out something.
But they're off the floor now. We have none of
really?
them. Yeah.
So now that means you have the silver aristocrats.
The Viridians, the Slantops, the Viridian
Slantops. I think when the slant we fixed when the Slantop is the one which opens this.
Yeah.
I think when they got introduced, we're the ones who worked on them.
Yeah,
putting
you
all
remember
the-
that slant top is the one that Mordlind on the head.
Is it? yeah.
It used to have that yellow lever.
Yeah, the yellow lever, yes.
But the toe is heavy.
It's heavy. And the
Yeah,
machine,
so-
is very heavy.
And
yeah.
sometimes you feel some of the GSAs, they will just close down the door without taking out the lever. So the lever bends. But now you're working there, you don't even open.
Oh,
So it
yes,
slipped.
yes.
Murlindo's head. And the speaker, that
Ooh,
speaker is
shame.
like maybe 5 kgs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, the guy wanted to resign.
I think I was there. Was I not there?
I think
But I
you
think,
were there.
I think I was there because I remember there was a
Yeah,
time when
because he was-
when he
he
was,
was
there
on
was
Bunolo's
rumors of
team
him
was,
wanting
yeah.
to resign.
Him and Atin were on Bunolo's team. No, that day we just left. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I just left.
Yeah,
Okay.
We just left. We left together. Who was working graveyard? I think it was Sean. So it was Kaho and Jonathan. Like
Sean,
coming late.
is Sean still there?
Yeah.
Interesting. So I guess they will not leave there. They're still there.
Yeah, people are almost everyone.
Because the thing
is
is,
still there.
because the reason why I'm always asking, but people don't want to leave, is because when people are there, they always talk about leaving.
You know,
I don't
it's a matter of you don't leave Grandwest leaves you. So you can talk about leaving for
Sure.
20 years, but if Grandwest doesn't want to leave you, you're not gonna leave.
Yeah, because it's so funny because most people, because like there's like a few people who used to talk about leaving, and who I know, like let's just say maybe people like Potato.
Pius is gone.
Who?
Pius Tato.
Tato is gone. Yes, Tato. Mkolomet.
Is working for Grand Slots.
Grand Slots,
Yeah,
yes.
is a TSM there.
I think it's actually nice to try new. And then don't you want to try this thing, Yabo Chizo, for going? But you're married, you can't.
You know, actually, I was when was it? Chizo went there 2017.
It was probably 20. Yes.
So when he left there, he came back and he said to me, "Brah, you know, Muschizo and recruiting, brah, you're going there big time." So here's the deal. So Mukolometsa also applied there. Mukolometsa was gone, a technician at Grand Slot. So he said, this guy Mukolometsa said, "Hey, brah, let's apply there. Let's see how it goes."
Sure.
And Chizo prepared me for interview and everything. But when they called me, I'm like, "Brah, I can't leave 6 months." Then my mother was still alive, so can't live 6 months. What if something happens to my mother when I'm away? So what? How am I gonna come back and do?
Could have been tough, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like 6 months, and then you come back home 1 month and live 6 months again. So you can have a stable relationship at home because
Yeah, because even 1 month is like
it's like
you have to be a bachelor when you
yeah.
going
So
for that one.
so I'm like that thing is not gonna work for me. So now that he never wanted to go back, Chizo, I asked him, why don't you go back? Like, brother, that life is not for everyone.
Military. But I think it seems like Jonathan is still doing it though.
Yeah, Jonathan is still there. But you know that Johnny guy must used to love flashy life and whatnot.
No, it's just relaxed. Yeah.
But
sure.
it's nice because once took a cruise. When was it? 2019. I took a cruise with my wife. Went to Portuguese Island and whatnot. It's nice, man. The staff members. Now I was laughing the other day. Utebza said to me, "Hey, brah, but if we go to those cruises, there." Now, advantage is you don't use transport because you work here, you stay here, and then you don't pay rent or anything. So
all the
everything
money.
is...
And they feed you there as well.
Yeah, and they feed you there. So you don't buy food, don't use transport, and then accommodation too. You only drink when you need to entertain yourself. If you don't drink, then it's a bonus. Then you're going to come back with your money full. So, Tebs was saying, "Hey, brah, you can't even fake your sick there." Because they will go to your room and really look at you. Is this guy really sick? So now if I call work and say I'm sick, and then
They can come to your place.
I was like, "Oh man!" But
But I think I like the prospects of it because I mean when you're doing it, you could, if you have, let's say we have a plan of doing like what Chizo is doing, what Chizo did with that. He went there, and when he came back, he came back and did his own thing, which is a very good plan, cashing out, and then just like, okay, now you can just start doing business and stuff. I think it's a very nice thing for someone who's doing P1 or P2 in a casino.
Yeah, because you see, as you're saying now, the problem is, the casino life, it's all about coming in and leaving. So if there's no one leaving, there's no one. Those that are coming in for in-service training, then after their 12 months, they are jobless. But if we have that cycle of coming in, leaving, so people still have jobs. So for them, I think it can work because also, it's like sometimes we come out of these P1s and P2s, and Grand West experience only gives you gaming unless you leave and then you go start afresh somewhere else. So if now you have that gaming experience, might as well go and try that thing and then gain some experience, few years. Maybe you'll meet up some few people. The nice thing about our job is that we have to get to interact with people on a daily basis.
Sure.
So if you speak nice and charming, you might get hired because there's also multimillionaires playing at the privy and whatnot. So if you serve someone nicely, some of the guys...
So you can get opportunities there.
Yeah, you can get a lot of opportunities, but it's just a matter of how you... there's a guy that used to work at the privy, Uvit. There's a tall guy that used to work there, Giant. One of the ministers, they came there and then they said, I like this guy, he's disciplined. They decided to give him a job. Triple his salary.
Wow, that's so nice.
Then he left Grand West like that.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, but I mean, I think just for I feel like this was I like the fact that we're just catching up as well. But we also touched a bit on what you do as well, and I mean, for those who don't know, like I said, even in the podcast, that I used to work at the Grand West, and it's also interesting because the thing is, when you move on, you just don't know how much impact you had on other people. So it's nice to hear when you're telling me that, I actually did things like the prevays. We put the machine moves for the prevays there.
So Sun Lounge. Then you have some few benchmarks.
The benchmarks. The Sun Lounge, the benchmarks. I mean, it's quite interesting stuff. And literally, if I were to not a do-over, but maybe less because they said that Grand West is very good for retiring. If you want to retire, you could retire nicely there.
But how are you going to be able to retire working at night? Are you going to be... you failed to work graveyard as a youngster.
No, then we didn't know. I didn't know how to position myself. But I'm sure now. Yeah, but it was a very good environment. I think the one thing that was like a no for me was that thing of I couldn't plan anything in a week or in a month because the roster. Yeah. So for me it was like yeah. But either way, I was not even taken for a job to come back. So.
Yeah, you see, that's actually it becomes a problem at a certain time working shifts because now you need to, for example, if you work that night shift. Now my wife leaves 6 a.m. I'm still sleeping. I leave to work 2, and then she comes back at 3. I'm not there. I come back, so you don't even have to.
There's a overlap which is not.
Yeah, so you don't get time to speak with your partner or whoever that you stay with, because now that's important, that communication, to find out how the other person is doing. But now over the phone, someone can simply say I'm alright, but they're not alright. So And there's graveyard also, spending 7
Nights,
days
yeah.
not sleeping at home. So it's just that. So those shifts are in a way, but what can we say, my friend?
Each
We
of
have
each
to each job, each job.
Yeah, but I think we gotta do what we gotta do, and that's how we make the dough. That's how we build ourselves. And thank you so much for coming through and just sharing our time. I'm gonna take a picture with Siphelele. They used to say we look alike.
I need to tell people I'm not from Limpopo.
Atiambi. Yeah, but this was nice catch up. I would really love. I think that the one person that I also want to have here is Bonga.
Umzondi.
Mzon.
I'm going.
He was telling.
The other person that would be great for this platform is Umbasa also.
Oh yes, Mbasa. Yes,
Mbasa,
he does some. I remember the last time I checked him out, he was doing some speaking,
Public speaking,
something like that. Yeah.
Toastmasters. So
Yeah, I think he will be a very very good candidate to also have as well.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything that you want to say to the listeners.
No,
Always a free stop.
it's been a pleasant meeting, coming here and meeting up with Pandega, and thanks for inviting me, man.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And then this is one guy who we have been saying that we want to play FIFA. I actually wanted to play FIFA with you before coming here, so that I can tell these guys
So you can
that
give results.
I moved this guy. But unfortunately, because of technical issues, we have not got our chance.
Don't know, bro. You know, for some odd reason, there's a lot of people now that wants to play FIFA with me.
Yeah.
And there's this guy he's a policeman from Johannesburg.
Sure.
Tiki.
Sure. Yeah.
He's an old guy. That guy's been playing FIFA since as far as 2010.
Sure.
So guys good at FIFA.
Experienced, yeah.
So once we played, go on my Facebook there. I have a picture there. I screenshot.
There's evidence.
Yeah. So we played once.
Yeah.
Amorim. No, the guy said, no. We can't. Let's play again. First 10 minutes, I scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Lily Khosa, Lily. And that. And I was like, I know. No, you see, he's starting to take this person out because after I did that, I tagged him on the picture. Yeah. Like, bruh, I've been telling you I'm gonna murder you on FIFA.
Me, I'm waiting. I'm literally waiting for that time, because I know, if anything happens, he's gonna do the same stunt. So this time around, I want myself to be a roadblock, so that I can teach you manners.
It's hard, man.
But anyways, so that we just run away from all talk. We just need to set up a date. Either we just meet up somewhere at your place, or you come at my place, and we just settle it once and for all. But anyways, thank you very much for coming through, man, and just sharing your experience. I think for those who, especially if you're from CPUT, I think this will be very much helpful for you to kind of like understand. Or the other thing that we didn't touch on is the free food. Are they still giving free food?
At the bistro, it's not free, that food. You pay for it.
How? From a salary?
Yeah.
No, but the things you don't see it, Musi.
You do say it. It's on the pay slip.
Even us when we were in doing in-service.
We didn't see it. There's trainees.
So it was free for me. If I worked there was one thing that I used to, my go-to meals. It's either I would do the sandwich with the salami, or are they still selling like those chips as well?
Yeah.
Hey, are they still cheap?
I don't know.
I don't know what cheap.
I don't buy.
No, you don't buy it. Are you like Njova?
No, I do eat. Like, you know, Jova used to carry take his yogurts and whatnot.
Yeah,
I do eat there.
is it?
Yeah, I do eat
Oh,
there.
okay. I thought maybe you were
I
like
just, I
enjoying.
just, I just take my meal for the day. By the way, they said the guys that managed to escape out of Grand West are those ones that stopped eating at the bistro. So I don't know what the bistro food does. But
Keeps it there. He said, "What's that?
it's the one that says, no, man, you don't need another job. Stay
Stay
here.
So,
we need you here.
so when you say that the money you actually saved, is it like a lot of money that you can
It's
take it out?
Like 25 rand per day. So work 24 shifts. So yeah, it's not
No, it's not bad. Yeah, no, I don't think.
By the way, it helps us with our tax because if they don't deduct that money, my tax goes up. So,
That's really nice. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that I actually loved about Grand West, that there is actually like they feed you there.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, you see.
And you know, when you're hungry, you can always just go buy chips. I used to buy chips and put all those sauces and chill with Temba somewhere in the corner.
with Temba.
Temba is the one guy who always had theories for almost everything.
and give wrong stats like
Yeah.
89.9% of South Africans are unemployed, and you'd believe it because there's that.
He's so convicted.
And this guy in a serious face.
Literally, to be honest with you, that's one guy that if it was possible, I would really love to have him on the podcast as well.
I don't know where will you get that.
No, actually, I talked to him, eh? I
talked to him?
He called me. When? He called me, I think last month or a month back. Yeah, he called me like, "Hey man, what's up?" I was like, "Guy, that's good." So at least I still have his numbers and it's still working as well. So
The last time, when was it? Was it 2020? Last year, yeah, on my birthday. He was with Usnazo and Umbas, a Kailage.
Really nice.
So I tried to get hold of him, but you know, Timba,
Timba.
that guy, I was shadowing him one day doing card readers. He was high, yo.
That was interesting.
You know, it's funny. We go a long way even before Grand West in Temba.
Sure.
Temba, when was it? Because he came from UCT, so he found us at CPUT. So I was doing this project for distribution in town for Umeru. This guy is always high, most. He's like, relax, guys. I will print these papers. Relax. Oh, he said I'm gonna compile the report. So you get pictures, information. We give it to him, Atin. Now the night before, Atin is like, bruh, let's make an in-case report. In case we don't get this guy. Oh no, it was the schematic. So Atin does the schematic but doesn't finish it because it was late. The next day we wake up, go to Cape Town. We couldn't find Temba, and Meru was due time was 1:30.
Yeah.
We couldn't find Temba until 12:30. The guy comes like, Temba, want to print and whatnot. He said you have printing bundles. And I said, yo, bruh, I have only 10 rand. You have to print a 30-page report. Yo, I was so pissed off at that guy that day. Yes. Just imagine, you don't have money. We have to.
And you have to do the report yourself, yeah.
No, we asking him. So this part, like, hey, bruh, there was no electricity. Like, rest Temba. There's no way Temba rest. There's no electricity. And starts complaining about the Wi-Fi that it's slow in his room. Why didn't you go to what's that place they used to? They like IT center in town. They used to have their own IT center nyana there.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go there? It's like, no, man, I didn't think of that. I thought it's going to be fine at some point. But eventually managed to, and he also passed and he didn't even put an effort. That guy still owes me big time.
Yeah, I think there's a score that needs to be settled. But yeah, I mean, literally, I enjoyed the times in Grand West. It was very nice.
Yeah.
I would really love to enter through the other gate. I always get on the it's like the civilian side. I want to end on the military side of and just go and get some food there
At the bistro.
At the bistro, yeah. Or maybe I should just call you. It's like, no man, go get me. And they actually sell. Are they still selling?
Yeah.
Do
They stopped selling during COVID, and then now they opened.
Oh, they opened again. Yeah. Okay, I think I would just go and try the food there. Anyways, thank you very much for listening, guys.